This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Mental health is real. Seek help, end the stigma. On the news this evening, Rivers State Judiciary refutes claim of court injunction against sole administrator. Rivers civil servants reject new contributory pension scheme. Federal government declares Tuesday public holiday in honor of late former President Buhari. Rivers police confirm killing of Inspector Ineche as investigation begins. On the foreign scene, BBC investigates report of Israeli strike on queue of people waiting to collect water in Gaza. I am Kaladakoru Batubo. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we return, the news in detail. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, the news in detail. The Rivers State Judiciary has denied reports that Justice Frank Onyiri of the State High Court issued an injunction stopping the sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, from inaugurating members of the Rivers State Service Commission. In a statement issued by the Deputy Chief Registrar, Menene Poromon, the judiciary described the report as false, malicious, and lacking any truth. The statement said no such order was given by Justice Onyiri or any other judge of the High Court of Rivers State. He urged the public to disregard the information and to confirm any such reports directly from the office of the Chief Registrar, High Court of Rivers State. Earlier, the Rivers State Sole Administrator swore in the chairman and members of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RESEC. Recall that Ibas appointed Michael O'Day from Cross River State as chairman. Other members of the commission are Mr. Lezazi Tobira, Professor Ato Wafo, Professor Godfrey Ingbudua, Professor Joyce Akinwo, Dr. Olive Bruce, and Professor Chidi Alide. They were recently screened and confirmed by the National Assembly. Meanwhile, some political party leaders in Rivers State are sharing their expectations for the newly appointed members of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission as pressure mounts for fresh local government elections. Former Labour Party chairman in the state, Favour Ruben, says the new RESEC should adopt and adjust the August the 9th timetable earlier released by the dissolved commission led by retired Justice Adolfo Tenebeli. He made this known in an interview with correspondent Soibi Oruwari.
Well, timetable have been given and the timetable is running. I think the only thing they will do is to adjust that timetable. And some processes was already commencing before the state of emergency occurred. So I think that they are going to rely on that timetable. The only thing they will do is to extend the date to accommodate some other thing they are supposed to have done to make the 90-day complete. So I don't think they are going to come with new timetable. Because if they come with new timetable, it means that the election will also proceed till October. They should go along with the old timetable, adjust the date from the 9th to maybe 9th of September.
Mr. Ruben also advised that once sworn in, the new commission should immediately begin engaging with key stakeholders to make up for lost time.
What are their plans concerning the election? You cannot use state of emergency to pick in people into local government election, local government position. I am sure that the moment they swear them in, they will call for stakeholder, which it is normal. Because without calling for a stakeholder, then there will be no proper thing they are going to do. So let's wait till after they are swearing in and see if they refuse to call for stakeholder meeting and they cannot use state of emergency to run local government election because nobody will come out.
On his part, the spokesperson of the Tony Okocha-led APC in the state, Chibike Ikenga, said the commission should work strictly with existing laws guiding local government elections in Rivers State.
There are laws governing the administration of elections, and I'm sure that they will take due cognizance of that and deal as quickly as possible. I was in charge of public affairs, political clearance. I think that there are laws that govern how election management is done. That law emanates from our GONOM, our Electoral Act, and as well as the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission and local government laws. So they will abide by them and deal accordingly.
Recall that retired Justice Adolphus Enebeli, who previously chaired RISEC, had fixed August 9th for the elections before the commission was dissolved by the state sole administrator, who has now appointed new members. Moving on, some Rivers State civil servants have expressed displeasure with the decision by the Rivers State sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, to start a contributory pension scheme. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, they said this scheme does not favor those already in the service, noting that the new scheme should apply only to new recruits. They also urged the administrator to allow current civil servants to continue under the old pension arrangements.
A bank should need that contributing pension. We don't want him to come and start introducing contributing pension, which we know does not favor the workers, and the workers don't need it. Now, some people, they are putting 30 years, 40 years. For some time, for years, they've not employed civil servants. Who are you going to start the scheme with? Now, when are you going to start the program, and how will they benefit it? So if you want to start this program, the people you are going to employ fresh now, then that's one the case can favor them.
I think that contributing pension scheme is really a scam. We don't want it. All civil servants are whipping over it. Affect civil servants so negatively. We're not seeing anything positive over it.
Sunday just playing his role as a sole administrator. He has nothing to offer to us. But what happens in the this one?
Civil servants will no more recruit than can let's go to the normal civil servant routine. My own view is to start this. It's not beneficial to civil servants in any way.
The civil servants also expressed uncertainty about the sustainability of the scheme, especially as the administrator's tenure is temporary.
Even the government too, they are not remitting, they are contributing money to the insurance companies that are managing the pension scheme. Let him leave civil service, let him leave us alone. When he suspension the suspended governance contract, then we can discuss about that. Pay your salary and do what you have to do. And not to come and begin to introduce the contributing pension. How sure we are that this money will be effective?
But I don't think that they will pay the money. That is why we don't want it.
Along halfway, they will even delay. They can't continue payment. They won't even enjoy it. If the thing had been here, I would say it is the proper document for this thing.
The one part of it that the government is supposed to also contribute, but they are not contributing. If the government is paying their own contribution, it's okay. But it is only the ones you now pay that will give you.
Similarly, the chairman of the Nigeria Civil Service Union in Rivers State, Chuks Osuma, has also expressed concern over the decision by the state sole administrator to proceed with the contributory pension scheme. He said workers' fear remain unaddressed, insisting the scheme should begin with new staff, not existing employees. He spoke to correspondent Soibi Oruwari.
they've been deducting from us, then the state government is not paying their part, then they will tell us they will pay how many percent. At the end of the day, nothing happens. It shouldn't be for us. In our record of service, where we were employed, there is nothing like contributory pension. Those are some things that lead to people going to court. So you follow things orderly. If you are employing new people, the condition in their service should be that they will join contributory pension. So as they are being employed, they know. This is a halfway. You just, when people are about to retire, you say you are introducing contributory pension. We should be reasonable at times.
Mr. Osuma, who is also secretary of the Joint Negotiation Council in the state, also criticized the proposed state workers' verification exercise, saying it is another way to allegedly siphon state funds. But the Rivers State chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Alex Agwanwo, has explained why the union agreed to start the contributory pension scheme now. He said the decision followed the end of the old pension system last month.
After exhaustive deliberation and negotiation, we were able to agree on some principles that government should pay all the backlog, which government also committed that are going to pay all the backlogs from current down to the whatever the scheme starts or whatever government stop paying. So we're going to also pay the current value. The scheme is an investment scheme that both the interest and current value will be paid progressively backward. Contribution is 10% on the part of employers, 8% for workers. But we also told government that in order to compensate for issue of payment of gratuity, they have to increase their own payment. Government increase their payment from 10% to 17% to cover up for some gratuity.
Mr. Agwanwo added that the union will closely monitor the implementation and ensure the government fulfills its promise to resolve concerns about unpaid gratuities. Recall that over the weekend, the sole administrator announced that the contributory pension scheme will begin this month following consultations with labor leaders in the state. Still to come, federal government declares public holiday in honor of late former President Buhari. Do stay tuned as we go for a quick break.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back now to the rest of the news. Some flood victims along Eliozu Flyover and Ken Saruwiwa Road in Elekaya have called on the River State government to dredge the canals in the areas. The calls come after floods ravaged parts of the community, destroying goods, properties, including cars and church instruments. The traders spoke with correspondent Onyeka Chinwosu.
The dirty, they also block the water, followed by say the bridge they done. Government need to do something about this thing. So also, I heard that this very slaughter, that side block all the time. This very slaughter, it's not only about the dirty. I know that yes, dirty follow. Now dirty they block the water, but let them do something about it. With their building our house, go they pause and say then they won't be house and won't be house, just block the whole space for water. Water no see where to follow it. Because they don't build house, so they no space.
We are begging the government to come and help us and open up the big drainage we have.
Meanwhile, residents of Oigbo in Oigbo local government area are raising concerns over persistent flash floods caused by heavy rainfall. Speaking with correspondent Emeka Otuka, President General of the Movement for the Development of Oigbo Indoki Asa Ethnic Nationality, Dr. Victor Opute, said the floods destroyed properties, farmlands, and disrupted economic activities in the area. Opute blamed the situation on poor drainage systems and dilapidated roads and called on the government to act swiftly.
The issue of flooding in Oyibo local government is not a matter that is beyond government control. And we have said that the solution to it is that government should fix drainages in the streets of Oyibo urban city center. And of course, in rural communities where this flood have continued to ravage, you don't have motorable roads in Oyibo urban city center. So the flash rain flood have wreaked unprecedented havoc on Oyibo people, destroyed properties. The ecological system is also damaged. As a result of it, you have flood ravaging farms that are due for harvesting or the ones that are not even due for harvesting, and the lot is colossal.
Obute also expressed worry that there are no internally displaced persons camps for victims, leaving many displaced residents homeless.
The issue is that the flood is already here in Oyibo local government, the urban city center. The Great Land Axis, some people have moved out. And these are not stories that Victor Obute is concocting. These are stories that are verifiable. So the call is that government should come to the aid of Oyibo people. If you go to where they call Mundino Junction, that place, there's a spot there where flooding that overflow from streets have destroyed the roads. And the most ridiculous part of it is that there is no IDP camp for Oyibo flood victims. Where they used to use at state primary school in Oyibo, where the school have written to the local government and said nobody should come to that school.
Some affected residents also appealed for government help.
We are suffering. I've taken my family away. If I'm talking to you now, or tomorrow, I will pack out of the house. My people have packed out. Already the flood is in my compound. There's no road. There's no road to get to my house.
It's terrible. What happened here is that this increase as it rains. It is not something that the government cannot help us. Not that we are living in riverine area. We are far from the river. It's just that we don't have drainage here. Even the gutter they did, the gutter is not connected to the river. So once it rains, it floods people's compound, even houses, even the farmland here. Many things got spoiled really. So the situation now is that everybody around this place is living in fear because we don't know what will happen if it rains again.
Elsewhere, the Rivers State Police Command has confirmed the killing of a police inspector identified as David in Amakumba community, Eche local government area. Spokesperson for the command, Grace Iringi Kokoto, corresponded to Mikotaka that investigations have begun to arrest those behind the attack. Earlier, an eyewitness, Mr. Dingpa from Okei community, said the incident happened during a stop and search operation.
They stopped a group of soldiers with a bike. Asked them, say, who are you? They say, I'm a soldier. Fight start. Soldier carry their life, took the policeman, and the policeman is dead. So nobody confirmed where the soldiers came from. Nobody know where they came from. And I believe the police people are doing what they are supposed to do to confirm where those soldiers came from. The people that killed the policeman. The name of the policeman is Inspector David.
In other news, Katsina State Governor Diko Rada has announced that former President Muhammadu Buhari will be buried on Tuesday in his hometown Daura at 2 p.m. He spoke at a press briefing today. Earlier reports said Buhari will be buried today in line with Islamic rites. However, his body is yet to arrive in Nigeria as a Nigerian delegation is in London to perfect the paperwork for the release of his body from the hospital where he died on Sunday. The Katsina governor said the date follows consultations with the late president's family and close associates in London who say his body will arrive in Katsina on Tuesday by noon. The federal government has declared Tuesday a public holiday in honor of the late former President Muhammadu Buhari. This was contained in a statement by the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, and signed by the ministry's permanent secretary, Dr. Magdalene Ajani. It said President Bola Tinubu, approved the holiday to recognize Buhari's service, democratic contributions, and legacy, and urged citizens to honor his memory by promoting peace, unity, and patriotism. Now let's take a look at the foreign scene.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
The BBC says it is investigating what happened in Gaza on Sunday when an Israeli airstrike hit a queue of people waiting to collect water. The Israeli airstrike killed Palestinians waiting for water in central Gaza. UNICEF has called the water shortages a man-made drought. The Israeli military said there had been a technical error with a strike that caused the ammunition to fall dozens of meters from the target. The BBC said its verified team has been examining the footage as well as the wider issue of water supply in Gaza. A quick recap on the news this evening. You heard Rivers State Judiciary has refuted claim of court injunction against sole administrator. Rivers civil servants have rejected the new contributory pension scheme. Federal government has declared Tuesday as a public holiday in honor of late former President Buhari. Rivers police have confirmed the killing of an inspector in Eche as investigation begins. On the foreign scene, BBC is investigating a report of Israeli strike on queue of Palestinians waiting to collect water in Gaza. The news was edited by Constant Zirole Mega. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Kaladakoru Batubo. Good evening, to stay tuned.